What's going on, trainers? Dom from the Otaku Room here. And here's the thing, episode 84, I can only go off of what the episode gives me. So anything I say, don't consider it blasphemous. I can only go off of what the episode gave me, okay? So here's the deal, and here's the question that I have right now is peep this out. So let's jump into the episode really fast, okay? And this was towards the tail end of the episode. And the group is here, and they're going through the clouds, okay? So they're going through the clouds, and they're seeing that, okay, here is where Laqua is going to end up being, right? So somewhere down here, they're probably going to need to get maybe Rayquaza to help them down or something, but somewhere in here under the clouds is where Laqua probably exists. Again, I'm just completely spitballing, and I'm guessing, because if we look at the tail end of the episode where we get a preview for next week, we see that they come along, and we see that they have an amazing view, and we see that they actually make it to Laqua, and we see all the different species of Pokemon that are playing together, okay? So here's my genuine question. And I'll let my transition play here. Here's my genuine question, and this kind of ruins what Laqua is a little bit for me. Is this episode, Freed went and he visited a elder, right? So they get to the bottom of where Laqua is located at, and down there there's a town, you know, like a town, a settlement of people that are living their lives, and they're, you know, they do jobs, and basically a big cityfied village, okay? And there's a lot of people there. And Freed goes and talks to one of the elders there, and she's, you know, 100 years plus. So she was alive when Lucius was alive, and Gibeon was, you know, alive in that group. And she saw the black Rayquaza and stuff. So she runs him through that. Basically, we saw that Gibeon fell during the explosion when it happened at Laqua, whichever one you want to call it. When the explosion happened, he fell from the cliff. You know, he fell with his Zygarde and stuff, and apparently somehow he survived, and that doesn't matter really, but he survived. And this elder that Freed was talking to, her mother nursed him back to life, and, you know, saved his life and stuff. Now that's where this episode, or that's where this whole concept kind of falls apart. Is right now Gibeon and the explorers are mooching off of Liko and their group and the 6 heroes to go and re-find Laqua and go find Recurium, and, you know, go find all this stuff for Gibeon, you know, whatever. And my biggest question is, if Laqua, if Laqua, is it a moving entity? If it's not a moving island, it's not something in the sky that moves and changes, wouldn't Gibeon know exactly where it's at? He was at the bottom of the mountain. He got healed, and I'm sure the lady would be like, oh yeah, we found you here, you know? And if the lady, the elder, knows about, oh yeah, at the top, that's where the heaven and the earth meets or whatever, wouldn't her mother or grandmother, wouldn't her family also know that myth or whatever as well? And let's just say one step further. Let's say Gibeon lost his memory, right? Let's just say he got amnesia for a little bit. You would still think that he would know where these people are, and in the last 100 years to have come back to this place specifically, and more likely more recently, and put 2 and 2 together of where it's at. Now let's take it a step even further. He also has a company, like probably like $1 million billion company in the world of Pokemon. So let's say he might have needed tools, or he might have needed helicopters or planes or aircrafts or whatever. He now has the funds to do that. So I don't think it would take him 100 years. It sounds like his company's been around for a long time already. So, and he obviously is in some, you know, hyperbolic time chamber of Recurium. So you would think that he would have just come back here at some point, unless he's that stupid, right? Now, again, take this all with a grain of salt. I don't know what the story's going to give us. I don't know anything else. I'm just going based off what the show gave us today. But if Laqua, if it's not a moving place and it's just been at the top of this mountain, period, and the bottom is a village, what the F, right? Now, as Liko was climbing the mountain, she saw some weird spot at the bottom. So there is a chance that the explorers do know of Laqua, and because it looked like she saw some facility. So the other side of the coin is Gibeon did know where it's at. He's been mooching the Recurium off of this place forever. That's how he stayed alive forever. And maybe this whole thing isn't about Gibeon refinding Laqua or Rakua. Maybe it's about him keeping people, specifically this group, out, including Lucius, from coming back. Again, I'm spitballing, but there's a chance that that could also be true. Now, for the rest of the episode, you know, this was just a filler episode to get us to the top of the mountain. The kids, you know, Liko and them, they met some random dude some random kid who was like, "Get out of my town," and it was not very good. But they went and they fought some Vibrava, which I thought was pretty cool. Liko and the group showed off their battling skills, you know, what they've learned. So I thought that was pretty cool. But then that just transitions us to them beginning and climbing the mountain, and having the 6 heroes, you know, having Gouging Fire, having Moltres, Lapras, you know, Arboliva, having them help them climb the mountain, I thought was really cool. And I love how Liko hit us with the line. She's like, I wonder if the 6 heroes in the past also helped Lucius in this same way get to where we're getting right now. And I thought that was a cool homage. And I thought that was a cool way for her to feel closer to her great-great-grandpapa. You know, it's like, oh, I'm reliving a moment that my ancestor did. You know, I'm following in his or her footsteps. You know, I thought that was a really cool moment for her. Now, based on some of the previews that we got earlier in the season, we see that at some point she does end up reuniting with Lucius. So who knows how that happens? You know, I'm assuming bro's stuck in a crystal or something. But who knows how that happens? And it could just also be that she meets him kind of like how we did at the pond in Scarlet and Violet, how like you were able to meet with Sada and the professor, and you were just able to meet between time. But it was, or how it basically the same how she met with her grandmother, or great grandmother. Like basically they were meeting through time. There's a chance that it could be that as well. Or bro's just like, he's all freaking, you know, Han Solo and stuck in a crystal. You know what I mean? That could be that too. So it remains to be seen, but I'll see you guys next week for episode number 85 when that launches. And yeah, I'll see you then, my friends. Peace out.